It's 5:46 in the morning, so yeah, it's time for that bleach. Hey guys, welcome to Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son reviews. This is my live reaction of Bleach 602. So let's get right into it real quick. So Bleach 602, Lethal Dose. Last time we saw Utse versus two other Sternlighters. I believe still left alive. He was doing business. The living creature intakes a substance of quantity exceeds certain, they will die. This is called lethal dose. Since the lethal dose depends on the race of the creature growth stage, it takes quantity. So a lot of explanation about quantity, lethal dose. In the first place, how much will lead you to death? Interesting. So we get exactly who I wanted to see was the reject Eisen, basically, who was his ass should have been kicked. He should have been dead. He should have been dead. My shrift is D. The name of my power is the death dealing. Is the death dealing? That would be like death dealer or something. So he's basically telling that to Utsu. Pretty much Ichigo's trainer, if you remember. If I calculate this perfect lethal dose of any substance, that would 100% kill a being, and I can control and modify that quantity freely. So he's talking about doses. So basically, you know, I think he got cut in the throat last chapter. So he's on the floor and he's like, you know, crawling, spitting out blood and stuff. And he's talking about doses, and Utse's like, what the hell are you talking about? And basically he's sticking out his tongue and saying, since anyway you're about to die. So he has a trick up his sleeve, of course. So let's see this next. Bane looking good. Alright. I don't think he's talking about Batman Bane. So we see Utse fall to the ground. Like pressure. Something's happening where we see a panel, basically him looking. He's like, there's a lot of action going on in this panel, I guess. You know, supposed action. I'm now lowering the lethal dose of the blood inside your body. So the reject Eisen is basically licking his hand. And he says he's going to put it in his body. The blood that moves your body will lead you to death, and the more it fills you up. So he licks his hand. He puts his hand on the reject Eisen, puts his hand on the floor. Utse is like kind of like pressure got to his body. So he's like kind of like feeling a pressure or something that's making him kneel a little bit. It's painful, right? You can't do anything about it. It must feel deadly. I understand. So it seems like the reject Eisen did something to him where Utse is just like kind of like just he can't. I guess he's in pain and he's somewhat on his knees. Okay, so reject Eisen, I guess he takes the blood and puts it in his mouth. I don't know if that was Utse's or his. It's the same for me. Utse's down on the ground. He's flat, face first on the floor. Is it about time? I think so early. I think I missed the panel where drinks whoever's blood. You're probably underestimating for the way I look and speak. I probably look like just an underling to you. Yeah. I don't really care. Well, in the past I used to care more, but recently I convinced myself that it's exactly one of my good points. Do you think it's gloomy? That's one of my lethal points. So he pretty much takes something out of his wrist where, you know, the Quincy's have all that power, and he just pulls something out. It looks like an arrow. And of course, Uche is being a smart ass to say thanks for explaining. So we're going to the next page. Whew. Uche just cuts himself. Blood just starts squirting out right where his neck is. Reject Aizen's kind of shocked about this. Uche gets off the floor. Looks like he's going somewhere. Ooh, he goes up. I guess he was playing possum. Freaking tries to cut the Reject Aizen. Lowering the lethal dose of blood means that basically if my body is filled with lots of blood, I die, right? In that case, I can just lower the quantity under the lethal dose. So basically, he cut himself. So I guess the blood that he there was too much blood inside of him. That's what the guy's power is, basically overflowing his opponent with blood. Uche was smart enough to cut himself and take out. Of course, he's bleeding out a little bit, but it's nothing that's gonna kill him since he already has so much blood inside of him. But it's not that simple. Someone like it's probably gonna blah blah blah. Doctor, if you have lose 2 liters and a currently lethal dose of blood is about. So we're going on about blood and the dose and how much, if Uche made the right move about cutting himself and taking out some of that blood. In other words, if you don't lose enough blood to die, you'll be killed by it. And how could you buy? I see, that's annoying. What should I do? So just a back and forth banter between the two of Reject Aizen and Uche. I mean, it's Bleach. It's not really care. Tenjuori. So it seems like he's putting out the big moves. It looks like a wave, but a spiritual wave just coming towards the Reject Aizen. So Tenjuori, Uche brings out. Didn't you see me from the shadows? Tenjuori hot spring squeezes out blood and Ritsu. That's his white hot spring. This one replaces lost blood without complaining. So this is the hot spring that's covering him, and it's replacing his blood with new blood, something like that. Reject Aizen's shocked. Uche pretty much finishes him off. It looks like he just cut him. There's a panel where he's just swiping and you don't see anything at first, but of course the next page is going to be, now that I am reborn, I'm cooler than before. Oh, you are? Compared to your planners, man, I thought I'd won, but I was one off. So basically, Reject Aizen's probably done for. This is lethal. Yep, he's done. You just see blood after that, quick little thrust to the Reject Aizen. Uche pretty much does the deed, and blood just starts squirting out of Reject Aizen. It's finally your turn, and we got the other Sternlighter still coming, and then Jewel Bach. What? And that ends. And it ends. Pretty much. Jewel Bach looks like he's ready to go one-on-one with Uche, because Uche's boss, man. He's a beast. Overall, this chapter is just more fighting, more dialogue. We learned about the Reject Aizen, about some blood dose, and there's really, the problem with these chapters is that there's no weight to them. Like, you don't really care. I don't care, but I'm still following Bleach because I want to know what happened. Honestly, I just want to see it end and see how it ends. But so far, just Uche, we don't really know his fears, his accomplishments. So you can't really be. He's a badass. He's a beast. Yeah, but I don't really. Do you really care for the character and what he's all about? Not really. And Jewel Bach and all these Sternlighters that came and just went, they just came and went. These Sternlighters were weak compared to Uche. So, just another Bleach chapter. Of course, I waited. It's almost 6 a.m. I waited all morning for that one. Overall, I gave it a 6 out of 10. I mean, I'm sure you guys are enjoying these chapters, but honestly, there's no weight to them. There's no emotional impact you have towards these chapters. There's nothing really satisfying when it's really just a gloss over, because we learned all that this guy's stuff, like his doses, and he could put like more blood inside your body and he'll kill you like that or something like that. It really is. It doesn't matter because that guy ended up freaking dying just like that, just like all the other Sternlighters. So, the only one left is Jewel Bach and the other Sternlighter that's still alive, barely. So, overall, Bleach is like, it's losing my interest fast, but I'm still sticking with it to see it end, because I don't think this is gonna last too much longer, and I really want to see the Soul King, and what's the relationship between him and Jewel Bach. I want to see Jewel Bach do work, because I mean, the beginning of this war, it was amazing. Like deaths, casualties, characters we got to know over the series, just done. So, overall, it's whatever chapter. I mean, if you guys love Bleach, and you'll probably like it. It's just another chapter. So, that's it for now. I'm Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son. If you like this video, push the like button. I want to hear you guys' thoughts about it. Are you guys feeling these Bleach chapters? Are you really excited every week to get these chapters? Let me know. I want to hear you guys' thoughts, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe. Well, I've been pulling an all nighter basically. I pulled an all nighter, and just a lot of news today. Avengers, Naruhina, apparently. We got the full look of Hinata. Just a lot of news. I'll have more videos covering that aspect and other aspects. And then, I'll have a video of Bleach. Like, I really loved the show in the beginning, but of course, a lot of people, same, they say the same things. They loved it in the beginning, but then it just fell off towards maybe the Arrancar arc. And maybe I should have finished on that arc, but of course, more money, more problems, right, Kubo? So, that's it, guys. So, thank you for watching, and till next week, Bleach.